I'm very good.
Welcome back to OSBA TV. It's the second game of the doubleheader tonight. Kelsey Wright, Ryan Greco bringing you the game before. You saw Orangeville Prep over Rise Prep, a 10-point game. Now it's AI Prep versus TRC. Ryan, are you excited for this one?
Oh, absolutely, Kelsey. I'm fired up. This is going to be another meeting of the undefeateds in the OSBA. Of course, unfortunately, Rise not able to get it done after a very hot start against Orangeville Prep. We'll see if TRC Academy, a team who actually was responsible for knocking out AI Prep last year in the semifinals, we'll see if they are going to be able to defend home court in the next couple of minutes.
TRC 4-0 after winning over Ridley, Vaughan, Southwest, and Lincoln. AI 2-0 after winning over Southwest and Father Henry Carr. The leading scorers for both teams for Athlete Institute, it's Lugansdort averaging 19 points a game and Addison Patterson averaging 18.5 on the other end. It's Adong McCoy for TRC averaging 15 points per game.
Adong McCoy was a huge factor, really the sixth man of TRC last year, coming on a real defensive stalwart last year, but he's really starting to find his scoring touch at the beginning of the season so far here, Kelsey.
Absolutely, and it's been really fun to watch him this season and watch him grow over last season where, like you said, sixth man to being the leading scorer and kind of the guy on his team in the Wolfpack this year.
Yeah, they're really going to be looking. They've expected big things from him, though, from the moment they signed him. So, you know, it's great to see when young players come in and they're really starting to grow into what a lot of people thought they would be.
Francolini just off the mark, 13 seconds on the shot clock. It's TRC ball on the baseline. It's been 2 tips out of bounds so far, are the only possessions we've had here in this game, and TRC is going to do it again. Stephen Levniak from the 3, just off the mark. Another offensive rebound. Stephen Levniak out to Antoine Vernon. Someone put an end to this possession as they get another one. Stephen Levniak keeps it in bounds. Ryan, that is 5 chances they've had at the net in the first 40 seconds of this game. Adong McCoy puts it up, finally gets it to fall, and he's going to get the foul. He'll go to the line now for 1 extra.
And it looks like it's a bit of a slow start once again for AI Prep now going up against TRC. Now, once again, another factor we should really take into consideration here, Kelsey. Every single player that's on the floor right now for TRC Academy got major minutes in that championship game last year and major minutes throughout the playoffs. Every single one of these guys are very comfortable playing with each other. So to be honest, I would actually say that the underdogs in this one would be AI Prep with a little bit of roster turnover. Yes, they've got amazing talent.
Well, and they finished lower than TRC last year.
Exactly, and TRC has been showing it time and again just how resilient this team is and talented they are.
Sam Routens to Patterson, he puts it in for 2 points. Patterson, a big name on this AI Prep team.
I saw Patterson in Mississauga about a couple of months ago, and I swear he's grown about 3 inches since the last time I've seen him. He just keeps shooting up.
As a 2020, I mean, he's going to keep on going. Here's Matt Grace in the corner, puts it up, and there's a 1-2 tray to bring them to 6.
You want to talk about filling out. Matt Grace, definitely, you can see just from out here, he's put on a few pounds in the offseason, looking fantastic and ready to go.
Yeah, look at his chest.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely, the arms a little bit thicker, shoulders a little bit broader. You know, this team has only gotten bigger and stronger, Kelsey.
Patterson now, all 5 points for this AI Prep team. Here's Francolini up top for TRC. Over to Vernon. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Vernon at a bit of a standstill, turns the corner. Gets it to Grace. Grace chucks it up from beyond the arc, just off the back rim. And Ryan, so far in the first 2 minutes of this game, the story is offensive rebounds for TRC. That's why they're ahead by 1. And just as I say it, it's AI Prep who takes the lead with a nice little put in by number 5, Keyshawn Barthélemy.
Yeah, great finish there, and just showing off the hops there at 6'3", goes up with 2 hands, throws it down. Only had about a 2-step gather on that one. But I think really one thing we're really noticing here, Kelsey, a big reason why the offensive boards are coming in so easily for TRC Academy is if you look at what AI Prep is doing. Once those shots go up, you see about 2 or 3 guys start leaking out a little bit. They want to run. They want those fast break points. But unfortunately, when you're not boxing anybody out and everyone sticks back, it doesn't work. You're creating second chance opportunities for your opponents.
7-6 now, AI Prep over TRC. Addison Patterson going for another one. That one's no good. Rebounded by Vernon.
Looked like he may have actually gotten a piece of the ball there.
Yeah, it's not often there's an air ball shot by Addison Patterson there.
No.
Giovanni Scott pulls down the rebound. Just under 7.5 minutes left to go. Giovanni Scott showing his handles. He gets it over to Barthélemy, back out to Scott from the 3. That one no good. Francolini picks up the board.
Big board by Francolini. Not mad at that shot at all. He had the open space, had time to think about it. He's just got to knock that down though, Kelsey. A lot of open looks in these games we've seen so far today.
Here's Vernon up top. Over to Levniak. He gets it into McCoy. McCoy kicks it out. The extra pass up to Vernon. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Someone's got to put it up, and it's Francolini. Just too long. Ben Hendricks saves it, but into the hands of Matt Grace. Grace, the reverse underneath for 2 points.
Wow, that was pretty. I think that's the prettiest finish we've saw all day. Gets both defenders off their feet, hesitates twice, then up and under in a place. Just does whatever the defender, whatever he wants the defender to do.
Right, it's also kind of a cardinal rule as Barthélemy scores on that end. You never save the ball in front of your hoop. Saves it right into the hands of the offensive player. And, I mean, Matt Grace had to take, 2 steps to be able to put it in?
Yep, and there we go. Knocks down the 3. Matt Grace, he's got 5 points in about 15 seconds.
TRC looks very composed.
Yes. They know they've beat every single guy on this floor was a part of that team that finished second last year. They're confident.
Yep.
They've beaten this team before. Just about every single player that's on the floor here was there for that loss. And on top of that, AI Prep, as talented as they are, every single one of these guys, with the exception of, I believe, Karnik, is.
Sorry?
No, I'm just saying everyone except maybe 1 or 2 guys on Hendricks. Excuse me, sorry. Hendricks was coming off the bench last year for this team, and even Hendricks was coming off the bench.
Giovanni Scott, yeah,
yep.
It was Addison Patterson made the start.
Yep, all those guys. It was their first year with them.
Here's Barthélemy. Lugenstort in the corner. First time we're seeing him. The first shot he puts up of the game after being on for 4 seconds. Puts it up, and that's a 3-ball for the 5-star who's going to Arizona State next year.
That's right. The BioSteel MVP getting it done. Probably the biggest acquisition for AI Prep in the offseason.
And look at there. Gets a deflection. Can't get the steal, but gets a hand on it. It's out of bounds. Dion Edgem checks into the game for the first time, 13 seconds on the shot clock. That's going to be an interesting matchup to watch, Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Dion Edgem and Lugenstort, because they're both kind of that solid body, and they use that body to kind of push other players around. But when they're both as strong, it's going to be exciting to see what happens.
Yeah, it's like they're battling against themselves in that one there. It's like that Nike commercial with Jordan.
Oh, and Dion Edgem, a nice tip in, and he's doing exactly what Lugenstort did. The minute he comes in, 10 seconds later, gets the bucket. Kobe Lamb out to Morrow. Puts it up, it's no good.
I don't mind that right there. A nice separation there, a little hook shot. Just got to practice that one a little bit more. Get a nice kind roll on it.
A beautiful strip there by Barthélemy. Gets it over to Amadou. It's knocked out of bounds. It was like a bowling ball over there with the water bottles for TRC. It's out of bounds, and it's going to be Wolfpack ball on the sideline.
You can see right there, Barthélemy, a couple of leadership qualities you could see going to his players saying, my bad. I should have kind of put that a little bit lower in front of your chest. That's a tough pass for anybody to catch while running at full speed, so just something to keep in mind. There's a shot. Grace, one more time. Matt Grace. Excellent shot there.
Lugenstort now on the other end. A nice little hesitation, I was going to say there, but the ref is calling it a double dribble, or it's a travel now. No such thing as double dribble.
Yeah. See, he took a couple extra steps there. Driving to the basket. Held the ball there, and that's something that Dort loves to do occasionally, is just kind of hold himself up and then just absolutely explode. Hesitation and just explode to the basket. He does that so well against even the bigger defenders. Kind of get knocked back when he explodes like that to the rim, and he usually either gets the call or the bucket, but not this time.
Adong McCoy down low, wraps around, and that foul is going to go to Addison Patterson. Adong McCoy has 2 shots now at the charity stripe.
Yeah, Patterson, that was a necessary foul there. I mean, you could see that McCoy completely spun around.
Mabeni Nam.
Yeah, Mabeni Nam, who's on the floor now as well. Just completely spun around him, and Patterson really had no choice but to kind of reach a hand in there, slow him down a little bit before the Monster Jam would have no doubt been thrown down. No easy buckets, that's for sure.
McCoy can't sink the first, Ryan. He's got one more chance now at the charity stripe. Second one is good. Brings the home team to 17. They're leading by 5 over AI Prep.
Between him and Alil Nassemi last year, now playing with the Cincinnati Bearcats. great, a very imposing front court TRC had last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Addison Patterson from the corner. It's just short. Nam with the rebound. Patterson sees the lane, goes up, gets his own rebound though. A nice spin move, and I'm sure he'd rather have that than the first bucket. It is good for 2 points, and he'll get one more on the line.
Well, Patterson, I mean, that's just wanting it more. I mean, he gets blocked, comes down with it, recovers. How many players in this league, Kelsey, let alone a guy who's only in
2020?
Yeah, he's in 2020. So what does that put him in, 10th grade?
Grade 11.
Oh, grade 11. So he's in grade 11. How many people have that composure to come back down after getting blocked like that, bring it, spin move, and come
on
and
the
finish
other
again
side of the basket
with the left hand? That's a professional move. That's not a high school move. I know pros who can't do that.
Matt Grace from the top, no good. Addison Patterson with the rebound. He turns the lane, just loses it though, gets it out to Dort. Dort right back over to Amadou. Amadou to Patterson as he spotted up there on the dunking spot. Tries to get it into Nam, but it's lost and stolen there by Dion Edgum.
Yeah, not too mad at that one though. He tried to find it, but Nam just wasn't ready.
Matt Grace has the green light if I've ever seen one. Here's Dort now over to Amadou. Amadou just loses it off his foot. You can see Dort wanted it back. He wanted a little give and go there, but he just lost it out of bounds. It's TRC ball on the baseline. Yeah,
that was a slow roll there, and unfortunately, that's just one of those just bad luck right there. You could see he had it. He was ready to try and dribble. You saw he was trying to kind of lift it up at the same time as it was bouncing down, and he just kind of lost in between and off his foot, and out it goes. And now TRC Academy has a chance now to extend their lead.
Antoine Vernon at the 45. Up top. Almost in for Avin Nava.
Nava, how clutch was he for TRC last year in the finals?
He came in and made shot after shot, and we fell in love with him, Ryan, not only because of his game, because his name is the same backwards as it is forward, his last name and first name, and that's what we love about him. His parents seem like cool people.
Yeah, and speaking of guys we love, Dion Edgum almost had a nice little highlight up and under finger roll there, but his teammates bailed him out, got a nice little putback. TRC Academy now up by 5.
Mabeni Nam gets his first bucket of the game.
You got to love that kind of shot there. The biggest guy on the floor keeps a high release. Such a beautiful stroke.
Standing at 6'11", takes a breath even. Wow, a big three-pointer by Dion Edgum, showing that he can do it inside the paint and outside the three.
And you can see Edgum, no egos there. Doesn't mind coming off the bench, coming in and being a bit of a fire starter for this team.
Well, I mean, Lucan Dort came off the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
So when the best player in Canada, arguably a 5-star, is coming off the bench, you can't have a problem with it either. Sam Routens gets his first shot up of the game. That one's just off the mark.
Of course, you're going to see, of course, there's another guy with a complete green light in Sam Routens who's come in as Vernon gets fouled. I believe that's going to be on Benny Nam. Once again, I mean, we're just being treated to some really athletic basketball here, Kelsey. But both of these teams, it seems, coming out a little bit more polished, a little bit more wary of each other. They both know they've faced off against each other. They've had some very, very incredible battles throughout the last 2 years or so. So far, you know, this is pretty much what I expected, though, to be honest. I expected TRC Academy to come out, considering that they have the majority of their roster coming back, especially the starting lineup, being composed, knocking down big shots, moving the ball well. You can see the trust between each other on the floor offensively there. Whereas AI Prep, they're just going to run and run and run and turn over and run, and that is what they do best. It is something that they do unapologetically, and when they get those open shots, watch out, because if they heat up, you're going to be in a heap of trouble.
Ryan, it's 21-16, 2 minutes left to go in the first. We had a similar situation in the game before with Orangeville Prep and Rise, also accept a little bit kind of more of a lead there for the home team. Is this the story of today? 21-16, when you watch this game, is that what you think the score is?
I think this game is going to be a lot more higher scoring, just for the simple fact that these teams are a little bit more familiar with each other. There doesn't seem to be any rust. Also, keep in mind, AI Prep is not – they've had time to sit down, warm up. They've watched a game. They've eaten. They're a lot fresher right now than Orangeville Prep was coming off the bus and literally just coming in and getting ready for the game. Whereas TRC Academy is in a very similar situation. Once going back to the fact that all of these guys are very familiar with each other. They made it all the way to the finals last year with each other. So you're going to see a much smoother game happen right now.
Darius DeVero up to Avin Nava. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Nava over to Edgum. A nice little skip pass. That one just off the mark for Lorenzo Downey. Here's Routens now on the fast break. Routens, a nice move, blocked by Adong McCoy. Here's Nava now, pulls up from the three. Nothing but net.
Why are we surprised though? Hand in his face, no problem. Nava.
On the transition, a transition three with that much confidence only comes from someone like Evan Nava, who has that confidence built up even from last year.
Oh, absolutely. He's trying to stake his claim as saying, you know, there's a lot of talk about a lot of shooters in this league. He's saying, hey, what about me too?
Nava now bringing it up for this Wolfpack team. Gets it over to DeVero, right back up to Nava. DeVero now in the corner. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Comes off the screen from McCoy.
Oh, nice find.
Finds Edgham's
got to be ready for that.
But it's Dort and Routens there to double team and strip that ball away. Barthélemy puts it up. A nice pass from Routens to clear the lane.
I'm going to be honest here. That was a great pass. Edgham's got to be ready to receive that. It came right off in his hand on the inside. He could have easily turned to the right and drove to the basket, but because he wasn't expecting it, it just bounced off. He's got to be more aware.
Nava, can he go back-to-back? That one just short, and that's because that was a deep three over at the volleyball hash mark. Lugan Dort passes it out to Routens. Routens picks up his dribble out to Scott. Scott now up to Barthélemy. 10 seconds on the shot clock. They find Nam.
Nam wasn't ready for that pass. He looked surprised there. He's got to be ready. Once again, we're seeing that again.
Barthélemy finds Scott. Threads the needle. What a find. Giovanni Scott gets blocked by Adong McCoy. It's not going to matter, though, because that's a shot clock violation. But can we talk about the vision that Barthélemy had to pass it in to Scott underneath?
Well, that's 2 straight possessions now where we've seen the point guard put together a great pass. And unfortunately, it's the big man that couldn't finish under the rim there. Just very impressive as time runs down, and no shot for Nava, but TRC Academy can hold their heads high. They've came out and they've handled business with a 6-point lead going into the second quarter, Kelsey.
That quarter flew by at the end of that 10 minutes, 24-18. Ryan, if you're TRC right now, how do you keep that momentum going into the second?
Well, really just continuing with the communication. They seem very calm, very composed going through the motions here. More than anything, though, you know, keep using AI Prep's ability and willingness to run against them by, you know, when you're taking those shots, always be ready to box out and get the offensive board, reset. You all know each other extremely well. You know what you expect of each other. We're seeing from some of the newer additions like DeVero and even Downey, they're showing the confidence to go up there and step up and make shots coming right into the game. And that's big. Like, you know, when you have that kind of cohesion and you've got that team chemistry going on, you're going to get leads like this, especially going up against teams as talented as AI Prep. Now, if you're AI Prep, this is one of those situations, again, where, you know, you got to take care of the little things. This is a team that's been known to kind of get away from itself. They kind of fly away from the fundamentals and start relying more on their talent as time moves on.
Which is abundant, which can win games, but maybe not against such a team that's
not against TRC.
So composed like TRC.
Yeah, you're not going to win games like that against a team like this. They're not going to get shell-shocked if you dunk on them on an alley-oop. They're not going to
go back and do a dunk on the other end.
Exactly. They're not going to be intimidated by you. And unfortunately, that's been kind of AI, not unfortunately, but that has been AI Prep's kind of MO throughout the league, is when you go to face them, get ready to face a chatty defense, guys that are going to get in your face, guys that are going to celebrate the points.
You're going to get dunked on. You're going to get blocked.
They're going to talk trash to you. That's going to be one of those things. But unfortunately for them, they're going up against a team that goes, okay, that's cool, but we still beat you guys before. We know how to beat you guys. We've done it before. So their AI Prep is going to have to bring something different to the table today. A little bit more team cohesion, better shot selection for sure, and also taking care of the ball in those fast breaks. You can't have the ball bounce off your foot and go out of bounds when you have no defender in front of you. Those are the things that AI Prep is going to need to remember to keep doing moving forward in this game if they want the W.
We're entering the second quarter now. Second quarter action just getting ready to come in. It's going to be TRC ball on the sideline to start it. Oh, no, sorry. It's going to be AI ball to start it off. Keyshawn Barthélemy bringing it out of bounds for this team. Again, it's 24-18. TRC leading over AI Prep. Here's Lugan Dort. Dort Drives down the middle against two people, goes up, and it's no good. That could be on Edgem. That could be on Grace. Everyone had their hands all over him. It is going to go to Matt Grace and Lugan-Stort at the line now for 2, Ryan. How dominant is he? When he is going to the lane, he is going to the lane.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can see he knocked back 2 guys relatively the same size as him. Quite a few considerable steps back. But once again, we're seeing the missed opportunities here of shots. Missing the foul shots, excuse me. Knocks down the second one, though. Brings it within 5.
Nava at the 45 now. AI going into a zone, Ryan. I don't know if this is the team I want to go into a zone. They've got a lot of shooters out there right now, including Dion Edgem.
It worked this time, though.
Yeah, Lorenzo Downey off of his foot. It looked like off of his leg. It goes out of bounds, and Athlete Institute, it's kind of their energy that got them going in that one, able to get that turnover.
And really, if you see that zone being set up, it's not a good time to start pushing it into the corner just because, as Dort goes off for a 3, no good. Rebounds Edgem. Great rebound there, though.
Yeah, Edgem jumped out of the room for that one.
Yeah, you guys they got to set up a play here, create an open shot. It's not just throw it into the corner and hope for the best.
Nava to Grace.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Grace finds the extra man. Nothing but air on that one for Darius Tavero.
Tavero's got to make that shot. He's got to make that one. He got a wide open look.
Dion Edgem now against Lugan-Stort! Dort with the massive volleyball spike. Ryan, incredible.
You know, it's one of those things where you can see it coming, and it's like you see Dort, but then you also know it's Edgem, so you're kind of like, maybe he'll see it coming
That's
as well.
What I was thinking. I'm like, this is going to be exciting.
He'll go up and under or maybe go right away for the dunk, but he decided that he needed to just get a layup. And
Lugan-Stort is showing why he's a 5-star. He makes the plays that he needs to make, and he's showing his athleticism. I'm pretty sure he stayed in the air there for about 20 hours as he gets the steal right there, gets it into Addison Patterson, over to JJ Sador, and Patterson just cannot connect, a little bit short on the pass.
That was a great pass there. It just looked like Patterson kind of ran out of space.
Tavero for the 3, no good.
Yeah, give the kid credit. He's shooting fearlessly.
Lugan-Stort on the open court. Can't get it to fall as he falls out of bounds. That one will not go in, but he is going to go to the line for 2 more. You can even see him, Ryan, gets the ball at the 3-point line on the other end, goes all the way over. There's no doubt in my mind that he's either going to score or he's going to get that foul. Someone's got to step up on TRC and say, I'm taking the charge.
Yeah, not just that as well. But as great of a play as it was, to be honest, if I was him, I still would have been looking for Patterson in the corner there. As soon as you see that you got 2 shirts on you and an open man there, I don't think Dort realized that there was a guy right behind him as well. He was about to get double teamed, and Patterson was right there ready to receive the ball. But as a result, he's still going to the line, and he gets 2 for his troubles. So it worked out. And he gets to put somebody in foul trouble.
Downey up top comes off the screen from Grace. Another steal for Lugan-Stort. Gets it up to Addison Patterson, who tries to slam it down. Lugan-Stort goes for the rebound, too. Not only is he a 5-star, Ryan, but he's putting in 100% effort here as Nava releases from the corner. It's no good. Knocked out of bounds. Is going to go back to AI.
Yeah, as you can see, Edgem with a single hand there, kind of volleyball spiked it off the backboard and went out over Hendricks there. So that's going to be AI prep ball. See if they can create something here now. Maybe tie the game up or make it a 1-point game.
Sador up to Patterson. They find Scott. Scott pulls it out to Hendricks. Right back out to Scott. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Got to put something up. Addison Patterson goes up. That's going to be a shot clock violation. Ryan, second this game so far.
That's some excellent defense there by TRC. I'm not going to lie. I would have preferred personally to see Hendricks go up on that shot there. It looked like he was able to create some space. Maybe he didn't get the turn that he was hoping for. Grace did a great job of backing up on him and staying in front of him, so he had no choice to kick it out.
Where the hook shot comes in handy.
Exactly, yes, and that's one of those things that you see guys, you think the hook shot's dead, but in
especially
situations
with those
like
long
that,
arms.
Yeah, you got the height, you got the size, you got the length.
Here's Downey now at the corner. Puts it up from the elbow. That one no good. Big rebound there from Giovanni Scott.
Matt Grace almost ate the basketball there.
Addison Patterson out to Dort. Dort back over to Patterson. 11 seconds on the shot clock. A stagnant offense right now for AI Prep. Avon Nava giving Ben Hendricks quite a hard time in the paint. Lugan Dort goes for it. Giovanni Scott tries to put it back in, but Giovanni Scott can hang from the rim and try and grab it on the other end. Just using that athleticism a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And JJ Sador is going to be subbed out for Kobe Lamb.
Kobe Lamb, you'll see here. I've talked about him before. I had a chance to watch him play a little bit of AAU this summer, and he was absolutely unconscious on those mid-range jumpers. We'll see if some of those will come into effect in this game. Great shooter, smart player.
Levniak, another person who just subbed back into the game, gets in the defense, wiggles his way through the zone and puts it off the glass on the right-hand side.
There's a steal.
Vernon now up to Levniak. Levniak pulls it back out, re-drives down that right-hand lane, and it just doesn't fall. Scott picks up the board.
One of those situations, I don't think it's one of those you don't realize how open you are until you get there, and there's Kobe. Great finish there by Lamb. He's making an impact right away coming off the bench.
3-point game, Ryan. 26-23. It's the Wolfpack leading over AI Prep Bears. McCoy over to Vernon. Vernon skips it out to Grace. Grace has the green light, shucks it up from the three. That is no good, Ryan. He's 1 for 5.
And Grace shooting extremely well in the beginning, but
Giovanni Scott trying to show him how it's done. That one off the back rim. Nava picks up the board. Here's Vernon now. It's a 2-on-2. Levniak just threw his arms, and it's going to be Bears ball on the baseline.
Yeah, Levniak, unfortunately, he's talking to Vernon there for a few seconds. I believe, you know, both of them are kind of sitting there going, you know, maybe the pass could have been a little bit different. Maybe I could have caught it a little bit more easily. It's tough to watch those ones there because it's so close to being beautiful basketball, and then it just bounces out of the hands real quick.
Patterson over to Amadou. Barthélemy now, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Up top to Patterson. Amadou looks middle, goes up, blocked by McCoy.
What a block there, McCoy.
Francolini now, the 1-2 step gets it into McCoy. McCoy goes up, and that foul's going to go to Kobe Lamb. McCoy will go to the charity stripe for 2.
I'm surprised McCoy didn't try and go up and just throw it down there. It looked like maybe he thought that maybe he was thinking there that Nam was coming in on him, but it didn't look like Nam was able to kind of rotate in time. That's just those little things you got to be aware of. You got to see if you have the space to go up and do it. Throw it down hard, big man.
Do it.
We were talking about earlier McCoy. I mean, the evolution of him going from being a guy that was coming off the bench, a big factor coming off the bench, getting boards, finishing under the rim. You didn't really see him kind of do much else outside of that, but we're seeing as time has went on here, especially in this season, one of the top scorers now, as you alluded to, one of the guys they're really leaning on. 15 points per game
right now.
Yep. Really leaning on him to produce. And so far, he has not let down TRC Academy in this game either, putting up a couple of great blocks, boards, and points.
Barthélemy drives, a great find on Kobe Lamb on the other end as he skips it. Francolini is going to be called with the foul on the dribble, and Kobe Lamb is going to get that one. He'll get it back on the sideline now for his Bears team. Yeah,
unfortunately, Francolini, as great of a shooter he is and as great of an offensive player as he is, we've seen he's had a little bit of trouble at times keeping up with those smaller, speedy wing players, but it's just kind of, he's a victim of the position that he plays, right, at small forward. Sometimes you're going to have to match up like that, and that time he got caught.
Lamb drives, could have been a nice pass. Levniak gets his hand on it for the steal.
Ooh, what a pass.
Vernon pulls it out, gets it to Francolini. He releases that one just off the mark. Knocked out of bounds, I was going to say by AI Prep. It looked like Mabeni Nam knocked that one out, but it's going to go back to the Bears' possession. Couple substitutions in for AI Prep. Sam Routens takes out Addison Patterson, and Kobe Lamb takes a seat for Lugan Stort.
That's about the second or third time I've seen something there where it looks like it goes off an AI Prep player, but ends up being their ball.
And we say that a lot. I mean, we're a lot farther away from the referees. We're just kind of speculating here. That one is definitely going to go off Adam Francolini. It's going to be AI ball on the baseline. 13 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, that was an easy one there. It's the pace has really slowed down here, though, in the second quarter, Kelsey.
Absolutely, it has. And a slower pace, Ryan, really lets the shots get going as we see Keyshawn Barthélemy chucks up a 3 there. It's now a 1-point game, 27-26. Matt Grace, another 3. That one's just short. Here's Amadou in the open court. Gets it up to Keyshawn Barthélemy. He's going to pull it out now, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Amadou drives off the glass, is good, and AI Prep takes their first lead of the game, 28-27.
Great finish there. Just, outworking your opponent, going on the offensive boards. Now TRC getting a taste of their own medicine.
Francolini at the 45.
Oof.
9 seconds on the shot clock. He put it up looking for the foul there, but it's going to be McCoy who's going to go to the foul line instead. A smart move, really. If you've got nothing else, throw it up there.
Yeah. Francolini, now, once again, we'll say this, and you see this from a few guys in the league, guys that are used to being spot-up shooters. They wait, they go for their opportunity. When they go past that screen, they're looking for either a pass or a shot. Francolini was looking for that and tied up, but this is where it comes into the evolution of the game as McCoy makes good on his first free throw here. A guy like Francolini, he's got to try and now learn to be a little bit more aggressive with dribbling the basketball and saying, okay, well, if I get by the screen and I don't have that, this isn't the time to pick up the dribble and just wait for someone to
pull
help
it back
me.
out, start thinking again, look for your point guard.
Exactly. If you're going to play on the wing, you got to act like a wing most of the time on offense too. You can't just sit in the corner and wait all day.
Sam Routens from the corner, it's good for 3.
Sam Routens yelling at himself, getting himself hyped up. He's happy to see that first one knocked down for himself.
As a shooter, it's always nice to kind of get the first one out of the way, get a bit loose. Here's Grace now over to Francolini. Francolini spots up, finds himself open. That one just long. Amadou rebounds.
You can see Francolini not expecting to be that wide open, kind of hesitated and fidgeted a little on the shot. He's got to be more set.
Can Routens go back to back? That one just off the mark. Grace picks it up.
Routens cannot be fading away on that, but there's a steal.
But he gets the steal, goes up, and it's good for 2 points.
Impressive finish from the former St. Mike's Crusader there. And of course,
the OSBA champ last year.
That's right.
Vernon, no good. AI's taking the biggest lead they've had so far in this game, 33-28. Routens finds Barthélemy. He drives right back out to Amadou, puts it up, that one off the mark. Levniak rebounds.
Here's a board again.
Levniak looked like it was almost blocked by Nam. I think Nam should get the credit for that bucket, actually, Ryan.
Yeah, really, I don't know how Levniak keeps doing this. I mean, you want to talk about a guy last year. When he started last year, he was a straight-up shooter. That's all he did. And then somewhere around halfway around the floor, around the season, he stopped becoming he never stopped being a shooter, but, I mean, he hasn't even attempted a three-pointer in this game so far, and he's already got, I believe, 6 points. He's just so good now. He's gotten so good at just getting in the right crevices and the right spaces to finish at the rim. And how many times did we see that last year where he would just squeeze it in just over a much taller defender than him? But he's also deceptively big. I mean, keep in mind, Levniak, when he's attacking the rim, he's coming in standing at about, just looking at the list right here, at 6'2", but he's incredibly long, very long arms, standing with a wingspan standing anywhere between about 6'7" and 6'9". And when you have those long arms like
longer.
that, because you see when he goes straight up, you can see his arms are right at the rim there and just finds ways to finish. He's stocky, he's well proportioned, which means he's got great balance. And we've seen it time and again. And on top of that, it's underrated just how strong he is, because you don't realize how much strength it takes to kind of back into some of these bigger guys to be able to finish like that at the rim. Just a very, very impressive evolution of his game that we've been watching the past 2 years.
Absolutely. It's fun to watch.
It is, because you're just seeing it like that's how it's supposed to be done. You work on your weaknesses until they become your strengths, and that's exactly what Steve Levniak has done in the last 2 seasons.
In the last few games, Levniak has been one of the top scorers. He got a team-high 25 points against Lincoln in their last game.
Nonetheless, though, AI Prep, they have the lead here, Kelsey.
33-30. Not a great turnover there for the Bears. But it's the Wolfpack that get on the ground for it. McCoy goes up for the jam, and McCoy is going to get charged with the foul.
And there's Levniak getting dirty on the floor, gets up, looks around, could pass it off to Francolini for the open 3, but he sees his big man. And Shaquille O'Neal says it best, you got to feed the big man. You got to feed the big man early and often, get him motivated, get him willing to go after those big boards as well. And that's exactly what Levniak did right there.
And in this first half, Ryan, McCoy is hungry. So they got to keep feeding him. He misses the first. He's got one more now at the line. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left to go.
Looking at Nam, he's going to have to tuck in his jersey.
Yeah, the referee moved Levniak down a block. He's got Nam to tuck his shirt in.
Oh, you got both of them too.
Yeah.
Love it. The ref's keeping it nice and orderly, presentable.
McCoy sinks the second, brings the lead a little bit less now. Still a 1-point possession, or a 1-possession game rather. 33-31. AI leads the way over the Wolfpack. Here's Lugensdort in the corner. 10 seconds to go. He goes up over McCoy, strength and pushes through, uses that muscle and that bully in him to go right through the arms of McCoy to put it off the glass for 2 points, Ryan. Not many players can do that.
Not at all. That's what we call the ghost ball, where it looks like it goes right through the defender's hand and up and in. That's a ghost ball right there, and he's out of bounds.
Mabeni Nam out of bounds when he grabs that ball. And it's a lucky one for TRC. Both Edgem and McCoy went up for that rebound. It bounced off both of them and then was going to go out of bounds, and then saved, of course, by the out of bounds of Mabeni Nam. I guess he was out of bounds. He came in, but before touching the ball, he didn't touch the floor.
That's right.
Here's Levniak now up top, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Rejects the screen. Gets it out to Francolini, releases from the corner. That one's just long. Edgem finds himself wide open, just can't connect. Gets another offensive rebound and puts it in for 2.
Well, there's Edgem. Yellen and Patterson's here, giving him a little taste of his own medicine there.
Dort tries to go again. That one no good. Vernon now on the run. Gets it over to Levniak. He drives left, goes up. Another foul on Mabeni Nam.
And Levniak falling hard. But once again, let's just talk about Levniak for a quick second there. As he gets fouled, he's going down, but what does he do? Keeps his body under control and composure and tries to bounce it off the rim. Of course, he misses, but a little bit less contact, and that's a nice little kiss off the glass, and it's going in. Nonetheless, excellent defense by Nam, not giving up anything, going and knowing that Levniak, he paid last time when Levniak went up and finished with the N1. This time says, no, not this time. I'm going to send you right to the floor.
Unfortunately, he is subbed off of the floor right now. I think he's got 3 fouls. Brings Ben Hendricks back into the game for the AI Prep Bears. And
Hendricks, he's going to be another guy now. It'll be interesting to see if Levniak, when he collides with him in the paint there, because Hendricks, not as he's got a few more pounds on him than Nam.
Routens, a nice little hesitation up top. The inside hand off the glass is good for 2 points.
That was just clean, Kelsey. That was clean. That was a clean basket.
Levniak now up top. AI Prep has got the lead back, 37-35. Under a minute left to go in the half. Here's Vernon. Vernon skips it to Francolini. 3 seconds on the shot clock from the corner. That one's long. It shouldn't have. That should be a shot clock violation, Ryan. Didn't touch the rim. The referee.
I'd actually want to see Vernon take that shot there. It just seems like Francolini's kind of struggling a little bit from behind the arc at this time. Had an opportunity, but one thing I'm kind of noticing right now watching Francolini when he's setting up is he's always constantly checking his feet. It just and not in a way where it's like, oh, I'm just one look and I'm ready to go. Now it's more like, am I here? Am I here? Am I right? Am I like? It just seems like it's a little bit of a nervous twitch in him right now when he's releasing and catching and shooting, because his shots have been all over the place, unfortunately.
Which is very, very not like him if we're talking about Adam Francolini. Like, he is one of the best shooters, I'm going to say, in this entire league.
He is,
and on top of that, he's standing at 6'6". He's a 2019. He's still got another year after this. He's a big body. He'll grow a little more, and his stroke is phenomenal.
It is. It is. It just seems tonight everything's going a little bit long.
Usually he has Wheaties for breakfast. Today he had Fruit Loops, and that's what's throwing him off all day long.
That's probably what it was. That's probably what it was. Or maybe it's because a lot of the guards on AI Prep are a lot taller than what he's used to.
Taller and stronger. AI Prep's
and
guard
athletic,
game.
They jump. And
their guard game this year is a lot different than they saw last year. I mean, they had the Howard Washingtons. They had the big players. They had those guys, but they're a little bigger and bulkier this year. They're stronger. They're faster. I mean, AI Prep, along with every team, I mean, TRC has done it as well. They get better players coming in each and every year, and that just goes to show the OSBA is the best league that there is here for high school basketball, and you can see by the talent on the floor right now.
Yeah, and not just that as well. You're seeing it, the players that are even coming back. They're coming back bigger, stronger, faster. McCoy was probably the one that stuck out to me the most. I mean, he was a pencil last year. To see him now is just
another block for McCoy. As you're talking about him, that's going to be an out of bounds off of Addison Patterson.
As a matter of fact, he actually looks bigger now than his older former teammate, Alil Nasemi. It actually looks like here he's got a little bit more size than he did at this time. So that says something.
Summer does wonders.
Yeah.
It does.
So does puberty.
Well, I mean, he's 17 or 18. I hope
a little adolescence. You know what I mean.
Here's Antoine Vernon up top. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Over to Edgum. Edgum back out to Vernon. Vernon,
oh, wow.
A nice fake pass, puts it up, no good. Dion Edgum tries to grab the board. It's Giovanni Scott who comes down with it.
Big ups to Lugan's Dortz there. The defense right in his face when he let that one go. Excellent recovery off the fake. Oh, wow.
Beautiful take by Addison Patterson right at the buzzer of the half, and that is why he is the rated #1 in his class right now in 2020. He's able to do impressive moves like that, but also staying calm and not kind of losing his body as he's going with it, which a lot of the 2020s still do because they've grown so quickly they don't know where their limbs are. He's able to just kiss it off the glass for an easy 2 points.
Well, I mean, he balled out in the AAU this year. I mean, it was incredible seeing some of the tapes that he was putting together, and then even just seeing him in some of these games. This is another one of those situations here where Patterson, I mean, to your point, a lot of guys are growing into their bodies. Patterson's been relatively that size for a few years now. His body, he hasn't had any catching up he's had to do. Heck, he'd be fine just the way he is right now. If he stopped growing and even just put on maybe a couple more pounds, at 6'7", maybe a couple of more pounds, he could still be playing guard at a higher level right now. So that says a lot about his ability going and driving to the basket, and just a very, very impressive talent and a huge pickup for AI Prep last year.
So, Ryan, this game is eerily similar to the game that we called right before this. AI Prep against TRC right now. In the game before, it was Orangeville versus Rise. Orangeville went down early at the half, had a little bit of a lead, and right now it's the same kind of story. AI went down quick to TRC. Right now they're leading the way 39-35 going into the half. Ryan, what is TRC going to need to do to get back in this and take this W?
Well, I would just say, you know, the major thing for them is just to start knocking down their open shots. I mean, we've seen a lot of misses. Adam Francolini, he's not been himself. Matt Grace went ice cold in that second quarter. Antoine Vernon and Steve Levniak have yet to release a shot yet. And that's not to say shoot the lights out and try and shoot your way back in. All I'm just trying to say is that move the ball around on the perimeter, find your open looks, and it's so important if you do find that open look to knock it down, because because down low they're already doing everything right. It's only a 4-point game, right? They've been finishing under the rim. They've been getting offensive boards. All of those things they have been doing right so far. It's a big reason why this game is still close. But if you're going to get those open looks, knock them down. Antoine Vernon right there, he had about 3 guys around him, but they all stepped back and were saying, shoot it, shoot it. Vernon didn't want to shoot it, threw it off to Francolini, who was off balance. You're better off just taking that shot there. So I just want to see a little bit more confidence from behind the arc when you have those open looks, because right now everything else, they've played AI Prep as well as you could have hoped to.
Absolutely well said, Ryan. And if you're AI Prep, you got to start putting the motors on. You can see the 3 coaches out there still talking about what they're going to need to do, what adjustments they're going to need to make going into the second half. I think they want to be up by more than 4.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, AI Prep, let's just say this right now. They have the talent that when they play at their best, they're practically unbeatable, because they just have that much talent on the floor, between Lugenstort, between Mabeni Nam under the rim finishing, between, of course, I know I'm obviously missing a few big names here. Addison Patterson is another one. These guys, they like to run.
Even Lugenstort, because he's not maybe the tallest, standing at 6'5", but he's still one of those big guys underneath.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just when they're off and running, they're hard to stop. They can get your bigs in trouble. They need to continue that. But their half-court defense, they've got to be able to pick it up a little bit, because what did we talk about earlier that TRC is doing well? They're getting second chance opportunities and they're getting offensive boards. If you eliminate those second and third chances, now you're not giving their shooters a chance to heat up. And if you give a team like TRC Academy's shooters a chance to heat up, and you're not making the most of your opportunities and trips, and you're not taking care of the basketball and eliminating those second chances, you're going to be in a whole heap of trouble come the second half.
Well said, Ryan. 11 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the halftime. We'll be back after a quick break. Welcome back to OSBA TV. Getting ready for third quarter action in the second half here. It is 39-35 AI Prep over TRC Prep. Kelsey Wright-Johnson and Ryan Greco bringing you today's game.
I am hyped, Kelsey. Let's do this.
Yeah, it's been an exciting first half. The second half, I'm sure, will bring even more excitement as Vernon sinks a triple. 15 seconds in. It's good to bring it up to 39-38, a 1-point game.
That's how we started off. That's what we talked about in the break, Kelsey. Guys getting ready to knock down those open threes. TRC Academy's done almost everything else very well. That was one thing they're missing, but here we go.
Routens pulls up for the long two. It's good.
Very clean shot by Routens there, catching it in rhythm. Anytime I see a player catch in rhythm within the three-point line, I'm okay with that every time. Take that shot. Make it.
Levniak turns the corner, splits the defenders, gets it into Francolini. Francolini blocked by Addison Patterson, but able to keep the offensive, but it's turned over now by Lugan Stort. Gets the steal, gets it up to Addison Patterson, who loses it on the fast break. It's going to go out of bounds, TRC ball. That's
the second time now we've seen a Lugan Stort pass on the fast break get lost in the hands there. You know, at this point, you kind of almost have to ask, maybe there's a certain spin that he's putting on the ball that could be a little, that players aren't expecting when they get it, because he did underhand
it. French swim
yeah.
spin. That Montreal spin that they're teaching.
Yeah. Well, he did go underhand and spinned it, so. Oh, there you go.
Levniak into a Dong McCoy for the jam.
Big flush by McCoy. Great ball movement by TRC, looking very, very smooth coming out of the break early, Kelsey.
Here's Addison Patterson. Kicks it out. Dort pulls up for the mid-range.
Wow.
Lots of arc on that one. Hits nothing but air, and it's good for 2 points.
That looked sweet. Nice little calm move to the right on the crossover. It falls up, and here's Vernon for three at the top of the key. No good.
Addison Patterson through the legs. Gets it to Routens. Routens, a quick release just off the mark. Dort with the rebound. 14 seconds now on the shot clock. Dort up to Patterson. Patterson drives left. There's going to be a foul there on Adam Francolini.
Yeah, that was an easy call for the referee there. You could see Patterson kind of leaned in, put his weight in, knocked Francolini back a few steps. Francolini grabbing the back of Patterson to try and keep himself upright. Of course, a very illegal move. So the foul is going to go to Francolini on the floor.
Yeah, no shot. So it's going to be AI ball on the baseline. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Knocked out of bounds once again. This time it's going to go TRC ball as Addison Patterson, Giovanni Scott give each other a timeout saying, you know what, we'll both take responsibility for that one, communicate, and do it better next time.
Yep, there's going to be a timeout here on the floor. Very impressive start for both teams offensively.
Welcome back to OSBA TV. 2 minutes has gone by, Ryan. Both teams are scoring. Both teams are getting stops. It's going to be a great second half right now. It's 43-40 AI over TRC.
So far, both teams coming out firing. Definitely looks like someone's trying to get the upper hand, create some distance in this third quarter, and try and close it out in the fourth.
Levniak at the 45. Comes off the screen from McCoy, turns the corner, middle against three defenders off the glass, no good. McCoy goes for the jam, also rejected. It's Patterson now, up to Routens. Routens, the transition three off the mark. Giovanni Scott with a big rebound. Dort from in front of the bench, no good. McCoy pulls it down.
And TRC kind of got a break on that one there, giving up the second chance opportunity. Dort had a relatively wide open shot. He's kind of slapping his hands in frustration as he ran back on the floor. He knew he had a full look. Looks like Routens didn't like getting shoved to the ground earlier when he took that shot.
He's going to take a quick seat on the bench. In for him is Keyshawn Barthélemy. Vernon over to Francolini.
Oh, great move there through the screen by Dort.
Vernon puts up the mid-range, no good. It's a battle underneath, and Matt Grace is going to be charged with the offensive foul. Drops his shoulder there, got it right into the chest of Lugan Stort, who took the charge. It's AI ball on the baseline.
How savvy was Dort there? As soon as he saw the elbow coming right at him, just stayed still, waited for the contact, and fell to the ground. You couldn't have asked for a better play there if you're a coach.
Just over 7 minutes left to go in the third. Patterson up top. Comes off the screen from Hendricks. Oof. Pulls up for the long two. Ryan, how out of sync was that? And it still goes in. Everyone's laughing on the bench there.
That is why you get that backspin off the shot. You get that shooter's roll for when weird things like that happen when you try and release it.
Matt Grace sees the lane, kicks it out. A beautiful pass over to Francolini. That one no good. Grace grabs the board, finds himself open again, and there's going to be a foul called. Grace will go to the line for 2.
And this is it. One of the downsides we're kind of seeing, AI Prep, they are athletic, but this is a very big lineup in the front court right now that TRC Academy is sporting. You can see the difference of just even a year ago of Matt Grace now at 6'9". Definitely looks like he's put on about 10 to 15 pounds of weight, and it shows.
Good weight.
Yeah, great weight. He's right in there now. Those are balls that he would have gotten muscled off of no problem last year, but he's right in there this time, getting those offensive boards, going back up and finishing. And when you add in the smooth touch that he has from behind the arc and at the foul line, that's just deadly. It's a deadly combination, Kelsey.
Sinks the first one, brings his team to 41. Just over 6.5 minutes left to go in the third. Second one is good as well. Ryan, now a 3-point game. It's AI ball.
Give AI Prep credit, though, Kelsey. They're still holding on to this lead. They haven't given up anything just yet.
Barthélemy up top. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Picks up his dribble out to Scott. Scott got to put it up. Gets it over to Nam. Nam chucks it up. It's just short. Levniak rebounds.
No, not a bad idea by Scott. Thought he had some daylight attack in the rim, but here's Levniak. Levniak up and in, and what a finish by Steve Levniak. Creating space, and he's just so deceptively quick, Kelsey. He makes one move left, one move right. You don't know where he's going to go. Maybe pass it off, but decides right away. Very decisive finish there. Excellent finish.
Dort from up top now, nothing but net. What a deadly player he is, because he's shown that he can hit it from beyond the arc. That's his second of the night. He can also drive, which I guess he's a little bit known for. That's another foul going to go against Mabeni Nam.
Yeah, and there's Levniak again. I don't think Mabeni Nam, he doesn't want to see any more of Levniak right now. I'm pretty sure that about 80% of his fouls have came from Levniak just charging into him fearlessly.
But if I'm Levniak, keep going because it's working.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, once again, he train until your weaknesses are your strengths, and Steve Levniak has been doing that in spades. Just now he's becoming more known as a slasher than anything else because it's working for him, and that's another thing. It's a high IQ basketball player. He sees what's working for him and continuously does it until they make the adjustment. Keyshawn
Barthélemy, the long two. He looked confident taking that one, brings his team to 51. They lead 51-46, 5.5 minutes left to go in the third. Here's Matt Grace, 16 seconds on the shot clock. TRC swinging it up top. Vernon pulls up for the exact same shot, but on the other end, it's no good. The ball is loose. Matt Grace comes down with it. Stolen by Nam. Here's Lugan Stort now. Headmans it to Amadou. Amadou gets it out to Barthélemy in front of the bench for 3. It's no good. Dort fighting for the rebound. Vernon eventually comes down with it. Gets past the defender. Gets it down to McCoy, who slams it down for 2. Everyone here is on their feet after that one. AI takes the timeout.
How high up did McCoy get on that one? His head, his eyes were staring right at the rim, knew exactly what he was going to do as soon as he got it. And after a couple of trips up and down the court of some sloppy basketball, we're treated to one of the top highlights of the young season so far.
Yeah, that was a big one. I'm going to say the highlights of tonight, Ryan, are that dunk right there, that one will not be forgotten, as well as the block on the other end by Lugan Stewart. McCoy wanted it back, and he has got it. What a jam.
Absolutely. Absolutely excellent finish. But once again, here it is, though. AI Prep stemming the tide, still holding a 3-point lead. 4:49 to go here in the third quarter. What a game we've been treated to so far.
Yeah, Ryan, it's there was a timeout called at the 8-minute mark. It was a 3-point game. We're down to under the 5-minute mark, still a 3-point game. This is going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, it really is. It just doesn't seem like either team really wants to give, or basically it just kind of more seems like the next team that goes on the big run. We're all kind of, every game
if there is a big run, though, I think
yes.
these teams are so well matched that it
I
might
still
just
think there's a very real chance that there could be a big run, just for the simple fact that one team is going to miss a couple of threes on the outside or a couple of turnovers, and someone's going to finish with the quick layups, because that's what we've been seeing, a bit of a track meet here in the third quarter. There's a lot of bodies on the bench. A lot of guys are fresh and rested and ready to go. And but once again, going back to our points at the halftime, TRC Academy, they're still doing everything right as far as their defense goes and as far as their offensive boards go. They're giving themselves extra chances. And now they're starting to knock down a couple threes. So we'll see. Maybe they go on the run.
Here's Patterson. Hands it off to Amadou. It's knocked out of his hands by Lorenzo Downey. It's going to stay, though, with AI Prep. 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Excellent decision there. Downey just sneaking right behind him. You hate those when you're handling the ball. You think you get by the defender, and it just,
Pook.
Yep, flies out. It's like, I didn't do that.
Giovanni Scott up top, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Barthélemy swings it. Amadou drives. He's bumped, and that's going to be a foul on Downey. 14 seconds will go back onto the shot clock, and it's AI ball on the baseline as Kobe Lamb checks in for the Bears.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy call for the referees. Looked a lot more like a shoulder-to-shoulder kind of body check there. Knocks the guy off the ball. You can't do that. You got to actually get the ball, not knock the person off it. You know, that's otherwise that would be football.
Oh, that's how it works, right?
that is known as rugby and football.
Barthélemy drives, puts up the mid-range floater. It looks like it goes in, robbed. As Stephen Levniak on the other end goes up for the jam, blocked by Giovanni Scott. Coach Vernon saying, how is that not a foul? Here's Antoine Vernon on the other end, finds Edgem. Edgem goes up, gets the and 1-2 fall, puts it in for 2, and he'll go one more chance at the line.
Deion Edgem, once again, we talked about it, between him and Dort, their presence inside, their ability to, they don't look like leapers, but they both can fly, and they're both incredibly comfortable working under the rim, despite the fact that they're both standing at anywhere between about 6'6" and 6'5". Very comfortable using those wides.
Is 6'7", Lugan Stewart 6'5", but they're big boys. I think Lou Dort is over 230.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, they're both built incredibly well. And specifically in Edgem's case here, just stays calm, waits for them to leave their feet, goes up, takes the contact, and finishes under the rim. That's something both of them do extremely well, and they're going to be well prized for that when they move on to the next level.
That ball just went through the referee's legs. That's pretty cool. Stephen Levniak now up top, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Picks up his dribble over to Downey. Downey releases from 3. It's no good. A big rebound by John Dole.
Sorry, Casey. Or TLC, my bad.
We've only worked together for 3 years, folks. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Ben Hendricks down low. Goes up. No foul call. I think that one is either going to go against Downey or McCoy. But Ben Hendricks is going to go to the line for 2. That one's going to go against McCoy. Yeah. Or Downey, excuse me.
No, Downey, yeah. There's Hendricks now, a chance to kind of cut into this lead. He's been relatively quiet tonight, Kelsey. Not much going on here. He's really, I think the only thing he's been kind of piling up as he knocks down his first free throw, though, is just getting involved in those scrums and those fouls. But he's one of those unsung heroes on this AI Prep team. I mean, it's a guy never really asks for much other than just goes in, gets his work done, gets his rebounds, gets his putbacks.
Makes foul shots.
Yeah, makes foul shots, occasionally hits those jumpers on the outside. But he's really just one of those kind of blue-collar guys on this team. Arguably the hardest worker, because there's no glitz or glam with what he does. Tough guy.
Avin Neva for TRC. Now in the hands of Vernon. Vernon, a nice give and go to McCoy, but it's Addison Patter saying, not this time. Grabs the steal, comes to the other end. Barthélemy now drives. It's knocked out of his hands. And now TRC's Downey does another poster, hand on the head, slams it down. AI taking no time, getting it back to the other end.
What a throwdown there by the young guy.
And you know what is worth just as much? The pretty little, I'll call that one a throwdown, literally, by Ben Hendricks.
Hendricks, all 6'10" of them getting up there to put that one down. And we're getting treated to some highlights here, and there's going to be a foul. AI Prep, and that's it right there. We're seeing, you know what, Kelsey? You're right. We are kind of seeing a very similar game here where it's the AI Orangeville team that's kind of keeping the Brantford team kind of at bay at this time, you know, just holding on to a little bit of a lead. Every time it looks like TRC's about to come back, AI Prep does something to extend the lead again. We've been watching this going on now for about 2 quarters. We'll see, is anything going to give yet between these two teams?
Lugan Stort from 3, just long, Edgem scoops up the board. Vernon tries to turn the corner. Great defense there by Patterson. He gets a screen from Edgem, reverses to Downey. Downey over to Nava. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Over to Vernon. Vernon tries to find almost one too many passes there on the inside, but it comes up good for McCoy.
And the coach not happy with that. He wanted to see the shot clock. It got reset there. That's out of bounds. It's going to be TRC ball again. And
it's a 1-point game here, Ryan. 55-54. Patterson trying to feed Ben Hendricks down low. It goes way out of bounds. 2 minutes left to go in the third.
And Coach Hansa Makros not happy with that one there. He thinks there's a I think he gets a fist bump to the scorers table there, saying no hard feelings.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I mean, both coaches here, they're stand-up guys. No one's going to get mad at the volunteers at the scoring table.
Oh, definitely not. No, these two guys they're actually arguably they're the 2 nicest coaches in the whole freaking league. I said arguably. Arguably. It's up for debate.
Lugan Stort. Hey, we got to give Gus Gibanopoulos a shout out. He's one of the nicest guys around.
Yep. Everybody's friendly here. Even wonderful Melnick. Wonderful Coach Melnick.
Let's list all the coaches in the.
There you go.
Avin Nava gets it to Vernon, releases that one just long. Lugan Stort is going to be charged with that foul. The push on Avin Nava. I don't know if I agree with that one, Ryan. It's just I think he's bigger and he's stronger.
That once again, we had a similar thing happen last game. It happened last game as well, where it's like, I'm sorry, it's a foul because he's physically bigger than the other person. I'm sorry, what's he supposed to do? Shrink? I don't agree with that call whatsoever. It doesn't matter where you are in the gym. You can see that, but hey, it happens.
TRC ball on the baseline. They get it up and over. A big steal there. Eventually by Barthélemy, started by Lugan Stort. Yep. Barthélemy's going to be charged with the charge. Yep. No bucket, Ryan.
Yeah, no, that was a good call as well, though. See, once again, there's a great call by the referees there, recognizing player, sets his feet right at the last moment. Great heads-up play by Nava. And I swear, do you ever see Nava make mistakes on the floor?
Not often. I really like him. I really like the way he plays. He's smart. He's a great point guard. Avin Nava, he's a 2019, so again, he has one more full year after this one to even become more of that player that he's trying to become. Yeah. I think a little more of a point guard even, but he's got a great shot, and he's improved so much since, I mean, he came in halfway through last year.
A great find there to Grace, and now in the corner, shot no good though. And that's De Avero, excuse me.
Lugan Stort hands off to Barthélemy. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Right back to Dort. A little pump fake. He takes one dribble, goes in. It's no good.
Yeah, you could tell he kind of lost his balance there on that step before he made the move. As a result, the shot's a little bit long, and Nava's got to be thankful for that right there, saying, okay, good. I was able to just keep my hand in his face, and Dort with a rare miss on those mid-range jumpers.
Here's DeVero now up top. Over to Nava.
Oh, wow.
Chucks it up with a man in his face. It's no good. Scott picks up the rebound. Now it's Dort bringing it up in that number 1 point guard position. 18 seconds on the shot clock. He drives, dishes out to Giovanni Scott. That one's just short. 26 seconds left to go in the third.
That one's tough there. Let's just talk. I want to talk real quickly about J.J. Sador, because that was an incredible closeout there on defense. When the shot went up there, I can't remember exactly who it was that took that shot. I believe it was
Nava.
It was Nava. So yeah, Nava, he thought he had an all wide open look, and Sador closed out immediately on him. An excellent move there. He's, Sador trying to prove he's more than just a pretty shooter.
Wow, Sean Barthélemy showing the speed he's got, puts up the jam on the other end for 2 points, extending that lead now to 3, 57-54. What a steal
And
he went from 0 to 100.
The other Quebecer getting it done.
Lots of Quebecers here. Dion Edgum just can't get that one to fall at the end of the third. And Ryan, after 30 minutes, it's 57-54. And it's funny, they called the timeout at the 8-minute mark. It was a 3-point game.
Yep.
They called the timeout at the 5-minute mark. It was a 3-point game. At the end of the quarter, Ryan, story of our lives. It's a 3-point game, 57-54. You think it's going to end up a 3-point game, or you think there's still a run in one of these teams?
No, I still definitely think there's going to be a run in one of these teams. It's once again, I'm just waiting for somebody to make. This is going to come down to whoever makes the fewest amount of mistakes is going to win this game. This really is going to be about, you know, and to your point, if there isn't that run, then it's going to be even more about the fact that whoever makes the fewest amount of mistakes, because we're still seeing turnovers. We're still seeing people, still seeing players putting up risky passes in lanes, and defenses are getting opportunities to go out on those fast breaks and finishes. And as a result, these two incredibly athletic teams are putting on a dunk contest at this point. It just seems like really at some point something has to give. There has to be a quick run. And even if it's just a 5-point run, depending on how much time is left on the clock, that could be huge for either side in this one.
Absolutely. Well said, Ryan. Guys, fourth quarter action coming at you in 1 minute. We'll be back after a quick break. Welcome back to OSBA TV. Fourth quarter action coming at you. Kelsey Wright-Johnson and Ryan Greco bringing you the last 10 minutes of this matchup that has been a 3-point game for 20 whole minutes. Here's Lugensdorf for AI up top. Barthélemy feeds Ben Hendricks, goes right through his hands.
That plopped right in Grace's hands.
An easy steal for Matt Grace. Downey with the mid-range, that one no good. Dort picks up the board.
Easiest rebound of his life.
JJ Sador up to Dort. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Releases from 3. It's just off the back rim. JJ Sador going to show him how it's done. That one just off the front rim. Levniak cleans it up with the rebound. Now Vernon is on the other end for the Wolfpack.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Levniak from the corner. That one just off that back rim as well. It's a loose ball. Downey comes down with it. Gets it to Dion Edgum. That one is no good. Can't get it to fall, but he is going to go to the line for 2, Ryan.
Edgum goes up strong, gets it off the pass there, and gets himself to the line as a result. And we're just seeing, once again, just constant ball movement. Both of these teams incredibly well polished, incredibly well coached. And we're getting, this is a treat. This really is a treat here, Kelsey.
Edgum sinks the first one.
It's crazy. I think TRC Academy has brought the lead down to 1 point about for the entire third quarter pretty much. They still haven't taken the lead, though. They haven't had a lead since early in the second quarter.
It's a 1-point game now. The closest it has been. 9 minutes left to go. 57-56. Barthélemy drives, kicks it to Dort. Dort goes left.
Wow.
I blinked, and that ball was in the hoop already.
That's incredible how quickly he took off from about the second or third hash mark there. And just floated to the rim. Nothing the defense could have done about that. Just so big and strong. Yeah,
floated is a really good word. Vernon releases from deep. That one no good.
There we go. They're off to the races again.
Barthélemy puts it up for Dort, and he slams it down.
What a throwdown by Dort. My goodness. And here we go. 5-point lead.
Vernon.
And a block.
Vernon tries to go up for the floater. Giovanni Scott saying, no, 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 we want this lead. and there's going to be a substitution. JJ Sador is going to take a quick seat on the bench. Addison Patterson makes his way into the game. 8 minutes, 23 seconds left to go in the game. We talk about the momentum police, Ryan. AI has stolen the momentum, a jam, a block on the other end. Their defense is just getting going right now with a couple steals. Dion Edgem with the air ball. Levniak goes back up, can't get it to fall, but there is going to be a foul there on Ben Hendricks.
Something on Levniak there. I mean, look at this. He goes up. He's got a 6'10" Hendricks right behind him, ready to swat him. So he goes up, hesitates, puts his body into Hendricks, gets the arm to come down, and then all the while still going up. So it's a hesitation. He's doing all of this in midair. Incredible composure under the rim for the 6'2" guard.
And forces a substitution.
Yes.
So now your starting 5 is off. It's Mabeni Nam who checks into the game at the 8-minute mark. He's only got one more foul to give.
And
like you said, it's Levniak who's been attacking Nam all game.
He's gotten everybody in foul trouble because he's just so quick. He's so deceptively quick at getting to the rim, and he's so composed when he's there. Great body control. It's just, you can't say enough good things about it.
Patterson over to Barthélemy.
Oh, wow, nice.
Gets it to Nam, a beautiful pass. Nam with the hook shot. It's good for his second basket of the game.
That was pretty. That was pretty. Excellent find there by Nam. Excellent pass by Barthélemy.
Matt Grace looking for the answer from up top. It's off the mark. Levniak gets the board.
Ooh, I would have taken it again. Why not?
A big steal by Lugan Stort. He's by himself. He goes up, and it's good.
And there's Dort throwing it down. And everyone just kind of realized, you know what? Let him have this one. There's no way we're going to stop him.
We're not stopping him. Levniak releases from 3. That's worth even more than a dunk, and it's good to bring it within 4. 65-61, just under 7.5 minutes left to go in the game.
Levniak doing a little bit of everything now. He's actually shooting 50% from behind the arc on top of all of his attacks to the rim. Keep in mind, that's only 2 shots, but
7 seconds left to go for AI on the shot clock. Barthélemy off the glass is good.
Wow, that's pretty. Now you're just starting to see the talent rise. All of these guys are gamers. Everybody making the right play right now. Just entertaining basketball up and down the floor. There's a reason these 2 teams are in the semifinals, Kelsey.
Yeah, I agree. It's a great rematch.
Oh, wow.
Downey from the 3 goes up. It's no good. A little too strong. Giovanni Scott pulls down the rebound, and that's out of bounds off of Matt Grace. It's going to be AI ball on the baseline. 19 seconds on their shot clock. 6 minutes, 39 seconds left to go in the game, and there's a couple substitutions for both teams. Adam Francolini and Adong McCoy sub in for TRC, and Sam Routens is back in for the Bears.
I'm going to say right now as well, Kelsey, that TRC Academy got lucky there because that could have been a fast break and another couple of quick points, bring it back up to about an 8-point lead. Instead, the ball rolls off, get a chance to set up your D. And now they get the board. There
we go. Levniak with the rebound after Dort's missed 3. Levniak passes everyone, goes up. There's going to be a foul on Dort.
And he is just driving everyone insane with the way he's attacking the rim.
Because he drives at people. Yes. He doesn't try and go around. There's no Euro step happening with Stephen Levniak. He's going at people.
He knew right away. He saw who it was that was guarding him.
He saw Dort turned his back. I'm going at him.
Yes, excellent decision, especially because Dort, and once again, you're not going to go around Dort. It's just not going to happen. He's too athletic. He'll go up and he'll send that back every time. You have, sometimes the best way to do it is just go right at it, and that's exactly what he did there.
And for those efforts, Levniak will have 2 shots at the charity stripe. Sinks the first. Brings it now within 5, 67-62. One more shot at the charity stripe. 6 minutes, 24 seconds left to go in the game.
I'll tell you, he's really slowly looking like the leader on this team. And, you know, this is their biggest game of the year so far, going up against a team that gave them all sorts of fits throughout the season. Team that they went back and forth with all year. And in one of the biggest games in this very young season, it's Levniak that's stepping up for his guys.
Nails both a 4-point game now, just under 6:20 left to go. Here's Addison Patterson for the Bears. Kicks it to Routens. Routens picks up his dribble. It's stolen there, but knocked out of bounds by TRC. It's going to be Athlete Institute ball in the back court.
It's in the back court as well, which is, but once again, if you're TRC, you got to be happy with that. You've eaten some time off of the clock. You're sitting in a situation now where they're going to have to rush something.
Patterson turns the corner left. right into the hands of Dion Edgum. Great defense there by Giovanni Scott off his foot. Goes out of bounds, but like we said, gives him a chance to get back. Addison Patterson was behind the play in that one. Knocking it out of bounds is great. Everyone's set up now. You have 22 seconds to play solid defense instead of kind of that rushed, mismatched, always kind of one step behind defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here's Vernon.
12 seconds on the shot clock. Francolini chucks one up in Dort's face. It's no good.
Just not his day. Just not his day from behind the arc there, Kelsey.
You're right about that. It's a 4-point game still, under 6 minutes left to go. Dort takes a quick seat on the bench. Barthélemy checks back in. Keyshawn Barthélemy at the 45. Pulls up from the 3. Nothing but net. Great substitution for AI. Comes in, sinks the 3 right away, makes it a 7-point game. Francolini blocked by Giovanni Scott. They're going to call that a goaltending. It's going to be 2 points for TRC. AI ball on the baseline.
It was close, but that was a good call there. Scott got there at the last second. Really, I think if anything there, that's just a testament to Scott's athleticism. Coming off late off the screen and rotation to go up and
from
contest
behind
that ball from behind.
Kind of nail it to the backboard.
Exactly. It was impressive. It was impressive. Unfortunately, it's also a point. It's also 2 points.
It's a 5-point game right now, 70-65. So they've opened it up by 2 points. It's been a 7 or 5-point game the last 3 minutes. 5.5 minutes left to go. We'll see, Ryan, if that
run.
Yeah, if that run that you've been talking about is going to come true.
Well, it can still go either way, though, right? I mean,
yeah, I don't mean by
right?
any team.
Yeah.
Either team still looking for that run.
Yep.
Lugan Stort up top. John Dole, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it back to Lugan Stort. Knocked out of bounds by Dion Edgum. Great defense there by TRC.
Well, let's think about this for a quick second. What does it look like for this team to come in and perform the way that they have? It's just, here we go. There's a shot.
Keyshawn Barthélemy, just strong. Ben Hendricks grabs the rebound. Kicks it out to Dort. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Gives it right back to Hendricks. Can't connect, and now it's Vernon in the open court. It's a 2-on-1. Vernon's going to go for it. Can't fall, and it's tipped out of bounds. Going to stay with TRC. 20 seconds on the shot clock now.
And Vernon, one of those rare instances where he just had his head down and just decided that he's going to take it himself.
That should be impossible. There's 20 seconds on the shot clock. That's 4 seconds to go from that end to that end, plus the tip out. Because when it touches the rim, it only resets to 14.
They started it late.
Adam Francolini turns the corner, gets it out to Edgum. Edgum right back to Francolini. He goes up off the glass. Beautiful finish by Adam Francolini. Seeing that he's not getting it from beyond the arc, going inside, using that height, using that body. He's got a mismatch on Sam Routens right now, and he goes off the glass and puts it in for 2.
Yeah, you got to love that right there. You know, as a coach, you got to love when you see your players find other ways to be contributors outside of their normal roles.
John Dole gets his first bucket of the game from beyond the arc. 1, 2, 3 by Dole.
Speaking of guys finding ways to be productive outside of their roles, tallest guy on the floor knocks down a 3.
Beautiful. Knocked out of bounds there by AI. It's going to stay with TRC. 11 seconds on the shot clock as Addison Patterson and Giovanni Scott sub back into the game. There's a timeout called by TRC. We'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back OSBA TV. It's TRC ball coming in, 11 seconds on the shot clock. They are down right now 73-67 behind the Athlete Institute Bears.
We got 4 minutes to go in this game, Kelsey. Who would have thought what a statement this would be for AI and for Orangeville in general to walk in, both of their teams coming in and beating basically what was considered their biggest competition for the OSBA title this year early in this season. I think it really would send a message to the rest of the league.
McCoy gets fouled. That foul is going to go against Giovanni Scott. McCoy will go to the line for 2. How athletic and how important has McCoy been in this game, Ryan? We've talked about him so much in the first half, how much he's really stepped up into the leadership role of this team from his role that he had last year, kind of as their 6th man. And that's the kind of move that we didn't see from him last year. It would have been a block or a steal or a turnover. He just goes for it this year with strength and with confidence, and I mean, it's paying off for him. He gets the foul shots.
Because not only that, he's been consistent from the free throw line in this game. So whether he throws down the dunk or whether he just goes to the line, 1, it's going to hype up the crowd if it's a dunk. 2, if he gets fouled, it's a foul on the opponent. But both ways, he's been scoring.
Yep, and consistently.
Exactly.
Like I said, he's averaging 15 points a game right now. He gets the foul on that one against Giovanni Scott, sending Scott to the line for 2 more. 3 minutes, 31 seconds left to go in the game.
And that's a good foul, though, because Giovanni Scott, on the other end, has been struggling a little bit from the free throw line in this game. So, and that's something that he's always been kind of off and on about. He's always been a 60 to 70% free throw shooter. So it's just one of those things as he misses the first one. You never want to see an air ball, but I appreciate him for making me sound intelligent.
Misses both from the line. Under 3.5 minutes left to go. It's a 4-point game. Here's Levniak up top. Rejects the screen from Grace. Tries to get through those defenders. It's going to be a foul. And Ryan, they are in bonus for the next 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So that's going to be a shot for Steven Levniak.
And they're going to need to keep giving Levniak the ball in those situations then. But here's something that Levniak even can kind of work on. If you're looking at a replay there of that on YouTube, you can see as soon as his defender had committed to one side, Levniak puts the ball between his legs. But because he's not really worked on, it doesn't just seem like he's comfortable yet in games with really trying to work on a killer crossover to get himself over quick enough to lose that defender. He still seems to be a little bit learning when it comes to that sort of take to the basket. And that could be something that he can continue to work on throughout this season as another thing to be a little bit better at, because he's great at attacking the rim now, but now I want to see if he can start separating himself from his defenders with a crossover before finishing at the rim. That'll be the next big thing we're going to see from him.
It's AI ball now. Giovanni Scott with the mid-range jumper. It's good to bring it now to 5 points with 3 minutes left to go. Levniak up top over to Vernon. Vernon spots up for the 3. It's just short. Francolini.
What a pass.
Yep, give him the assist. If that goes in, no good. Dort picks up the board.
Just as they drew it up, Kelsey.
Yeah, that's why Coach Vernon's not freaking out on the sideline.
Exactly. See, now you're getting it.
Dort goes up off the glass. McCoy's going to get charged with a foul. What a take by Lugans Dort. He'll go to the charity stripe now for 2.
That would have been huge. That puts him up by 7, possibly 8 if he finishes that with 2:39 to go. I mean, then you need that. Then if you're TRC, you need the run to just keep yourself in the game, let alone win it.
Well, I think Coach Vernon, this is a good substitution.
Yes.
He's bringing in Avin Nava for Adam Francolini. Nava has been hot from behind the 3, hasn't attempted very many, but the ones that he has, he's been hitting.
Yeah, not just that as well. You need a little bit more speed on the sides here. Look, Francolini, of course, is a very talented rebounder, very hard worker, and a good shooter, just not his night tonight. Bring in a guy who's going to be a little bit more dependable on defense. Who's going to be a little bit more of a consistent shooter. Yeah, absolutely. It's just one of those things where this is one of those situations where you got to play to the situation, not necessarily to who's your starter and who gets more minutes.
Especially when you look at the lineup that AI has out right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, look how, I want to say small for them, but small and quick, and Anderson Patterson and Keyshawn Barthélemy, as well as Lugans Dort. They've got 3 quick, smaller guards out there.
Yep, and meanwhile, you've got 4 guys on TRC who can hit a 3.
Yeah. One of those is Matt Grace. It just rims out. Should count for about half a point. Doesn't. Under 2.5 minutes left to go.
And this is where it's coming now, Kelsey. These shots they can't afford to miss anymore because that's another 20 seconds off the clock. You're only going to get about maybe 10 more possessions in this game. You got to make the most of these now.
Lugenstort chucks it up. That one would be a big 3 for AI. Doesn't fall, however. And now here's Avin Nava. Drives, goes up, bits in, and Lugenstort is called for the foul.
Excellent finish there. And yeah, unfortunately, as frustrated as Dort is about that one, it was a good look. It was a good call by the referee. You could see Nava had kind of gotten hit in the back there as he was going up and finishing. And you don't just do that by yourself. He'd fully committed to the rim. And the only way that he would have altered his shot the way that he did is if he got hit in the back there. It's frustrating for Dort because he's been playing excellent defense. He's been the firecracker on this team that's been kept AI prep up so far. But that's one of those ones that he's just going to have to let that one go and move on to the next play. We'll see if he does.
2 minutes left to go in the game, a 4-point game, Ryan. Here's Lugenstort. Dort out to Giovanni Scott. Scott puts it in for 3.
Oh, that was clutch there, Giovanni Scott.
That's the first 3 of the game for Giovanni Scott, and what a time for it to come out to play, Ryan.
My goodness. I mean, he's been struggling offensively for the majority of this game.
Not from the mid-range.
No, not from mid. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is that he's missed a lot of open shots. He's been finishing when he's been contested under the rim, and he's had good foul, and he's hit a couple free throws here and there. But when it comes to hitting shots like that, he hasn't hit any of those today, and he picked a heck of a time to wake up and hit one of them.
7-point game now, 80-73. Ryan, this is the biggest lead that we've seen AI have in about a quarter and a half.
Yes.
1 minute and 50 seconds left to go. TRC, who are they going to? And are they chipping away 2 points after 2 points? Are they going for getting all their shooters out there and chucking up some threes?
I don't think now would be a good time to chuck up a 3 just yet. It all depends on this possession, really, because if they can get a quick basket here, if they can get a Levniak foul and go to the line, finish at the rim, or if they can get a clean shot off and something that they're happy about, then yeah, they can continue playing the way that they want. If they miss this and they eat off another 24 seconds over there, then it's all hands on deck. You got to start finding open shots. You got to start knocking down the threes. But if you're going to do that, you have to be composed when you're taking those shots. You can't be thinking about anything. You got to almost be numb and forget that you're down by 6 or 7. You've got to just go in there and be completely absent-minded in a sense of, I'm not worried about if I make or miss this shot. I'm just going to shoot it.
Let's see. Here's Vernon up top. They got a fresh 24. Up to Nava. Nava pulls up from deep. That one just short, but they're able to get their own rebound. Levniak puts it up again. That one off the mark, and Scott grabs the board. He's doubled in the corner. It looks like it's a loose ball. It's going to be a jump ball, Ryan. That possession's going to go to TRC.
TRC getting lucky there, and it looks like that they are going to settle for the 3-point shots at this point. And though here's a factor that I even kind of forgot to mention, though, is the fact that they've been putting up these 3-point shots and they've been getting a lot of offensive boards as a result of it. It's not just been
those long rebounds.
Yep, it's not just been that one possession there. We've seen a lot of that in this game. It just seems, once again, much like Rise earlier tonight, they haven't been able to make the most of those second chance opportunities.
Vernon over to Nava. Oh! Nava got a foot in the face. He got kicked in the face, Ryan, by Lugenstort. Okay, so let's see this. Avin Nava stands at 6'2". Lugenstort stands at 6'5", and Dort is able to jump so high that his leg is straight, and he kicks Nava in the face. Completely accidental. He just jumped going for the block, but holy cow, the athleticism on Lugenstort.
Yeah, Nava crouched a little bit, so maybe give him 6 feet in the air.
His foot.
Yeah.
His foot 6 feet in the air.
6 feet in the air.
That doesn't even make sense.
But you know what?
I'm speechless right now.
Is it really that shocking, though, when you see a guy who was throwing it up to himself in the biosteel dunk contest and throwing it between his legs and throwing it down, or
dunking over a 7-footer?
Yeah, I don't know. This is just, his athleticism is just incredible. And Nava, and you can see Nava was stunned. He's like, did a foot just kick me? Was that a foot? It's just one of those things. So you can see Nava now at the line. The good side, though, is that it's a bonus. It's a bonus.
Yeah.
And Nava missed.
And it gets Lugenstort his 5th foul, so he is going to be out for the next minute and a half of this ball game.
What a game. What a game so far. Nava's got to make this one, though.
Not like him to miss from the foul line.
Yeah.
Sinks the second one. It's now a 6-point game, 2 possessions. This is a big possession here.
Oh,
Levniak gets the steal, tries to get it off and out of bounds off of Addison Patterson. Addison Patterson just kind of gets out of the way of it, grabs the ball, and he's fouled. Not in bonus. 2 more until they're in bonus. It's just going to be AI ball on the baseline.
That's one of those situations where if you're Matt Grace, you got to go over to the sidelines as quick as possible and let Levniak know where you are to throw it over to him, because he actually would have had a clean look at Grace right there if he had just moved a couple steps to the right.
Here's Patterson now, 20 seconds on the shot clock, 1:15 on the game clock. Gets it up to Hendricks. Barthélemy now at the 45. They're going to use every second they can of this shot clock. Giovanni Scott drives. Adong McCoy charged with the foul. No shot. It's going to be AI ball on the sideline. Yeah,
it looks like a little bit of a reach there. McCoy trying to knock it loose as Scott was dribbling to the basket. But one thing that Giovanni Scott does incredibly well is that he's such a big body, and he's so deceptively quick. And he's a bit of an awkward player. He's a very unorthodox style to the basket when he's driving, when he's shooting. It's just hard to kind of get a read on him sometimes when you're going in for those steals.
I think there's an intentional foul called there on Giovanni Scott after the initial foul by Antoine Vernon.
Looks like there's a discussion now.
Yeah, the ref's deciding what's going on. Sorry, Ryan, I think we're just quiet also because we're trying to figure out what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
So Giovanni Scott is going to take the shots because now it's bonus, so he gets 2 shots. And then if I think is happening what's happening, Antoine Vernon is going to get a shot and the ball back. If that's what has happened, if it's Giovanni Scott who gets charged with that intentional foul.
Yep.
He's missed the first one. He's got 1 more because the team has hit bonus now with that initial foul.
Knocks down the second, though. 81-74, and now Vernon, yes, Vernon's going to, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, now it's going to be Vernon. So, yeah, that's what happened. Giovanni Scott got fouled by Vernon initially. That puts him at bonus. He gets 2. Then Giovanni Scott is charged with the intentional foul. It puts Vernon at the line for 1 and the ball with 1:04 left to go in the game.
Vernon makes good on the first, though, so he's keeping pace with Scott. Let's see if he can cut into the lead now with 1 minute to go. I mean, it's at this point, they're going to have to start looking for those threes.
Vernon able to sink both. 81-76, 1:04 left to go. It's TRC ball.
Actually, I take that back. It's only we're looking at a 5-point game. Looking at a 5-point game. Just get a quick bucket in here and just press. Quick bucket, press, foul, work your way back.
Yeah, we're under 1 minute left to go now. Nava from up top, that's who you want shooting it, and it's good for 3 points.
Let's see, 51 seconds now. Nava, how many big shots did he hit last year for TRC Academy?
Nava is a big-time player. It's 81-79 after a deep 3 from the top from Avin Nava. He's shown that he's the best shooter on this team. It's exactly the hands I wanted, and if I'm a TRC fan, it's good for 3. And now, Ryan, it is AI ball. It advances, so they're going to get it a little bit further up than the baseline, 55.8. What are you doing if you're TRC? You fouling, or are you letting it go out and just grab the rebound and go back down and tie it up?
I'd say right now, depending on if we got an inbound at half court here, right? So if you're going
just before the half.
Yeah, just before the half. So you want to try and see it somehow, some way. If you can keep it in the backcourt, if you can, then fantastic. Cause a turnover there. As soon as you see the ball enter the other half, though, I'm fouling right away.
Fouling.
Yeah, you just think that's kind of a play that you and I have seen many times, been a part of many times.
But the rule is changing now, so if you're going to foul, you got to go for that ball, but you got to make the foul obvious as well.
Yeah. So and that's the thing, though. I mean, I think that's something that's very easy for both of these teams to do. I mean, they've got length, they've got athleticism. Guys can go for the ball in these situations and make it look obvious. As far as going for the ball, that is. But really, the most important thing for them on this play is going to be denying the pass. Once that happens, plan B is foul. You have to. It's the only way you're going to keep it close here with a couple of seconds to go.
55.8 seconds left to go.
Or they could gamble and
Sam
let them play.
Routens.
Oh, they're going to gamble. Here we go.
Gets it up to Patterson. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Patterson up to Routens. Routens releases from the three. It's just off the mark. A big rebound by Adong McCoy. Ryan, a 2-point game, 40 seconds on the clock. Here's Vernon. Over to Nava. Nava releases from the three. It's just off the mark. A huge rebound by Sam Routens. And Addison Patterson will put it in for 2 points.
And Nava just went flying into the bench there.
Timeout called, 27.9 on the clock.
Nava so close there.
That just rimmed out, Ryan.
Yep. And
in
I'm sorry,
and out.
If I'm AI Prep, I'm not sure if I wanted to take that shot so early in the shot clock. Why?
I'm not sure I want to let Avin Nava get an open three-pointer.
Exactly. It just seemed like they kind of rushed the shot, and then they go back on transition. And in transition, who's guarding the one guy that's been able to knock down clutch shot after clutch shot? Nobody. It just seemed like AI Prep wasn't exactly sure of what they wanted to do there. Hold on to the shot. I understand if you want to get a shot off early to give yourself a second chance, yeah, that might be a good idea. Not allow a TRC Academy to have the final possession by getting that shot off. That does make sense in a certain, if you make that argument, but you're also have to remember that, you know, you've got to rely on your defense to be able to make those stops. That just kind of shows that you don't trust your defense and you want to try and get it back one more time. And I don't think AI Prep has any reason to not trust their defense. They've done a very good job in this game. Keep in mind, they've been leading since the first quarter.
Second quarter.
Since the beginning of the second quarter. Yeah. So their defense has held them at bay every single possession. Every single chance it looked like TRC Academy was going to get ahead, they're not. They've been able to hold them off. It's just a very interesting play. It could have went either way. So, but now TRC Academy, they're going to have to come back, though. Excellent job on D, and a great finish by Patterson at the rim. Gives them a 2 possession. Yeah,
under 30 seconds. Avin Nava puts up another three. That one off the mark as well. Matt Grace puts it up. A reverse is good. It's now a 3-point game. 83 to 80, 20 seconds left to go. It's AI ball, or it's 83-81, excuse me. A 2-point game, 20 seconds. They'll advance the ball in front of the AI bench with a timeout. Ryan, it does not get better than this.
We talked about Matt Grace earlier, about how he's bulked up in the offseason, how there's a lot of possessions under the rim that he got muscled out of last year while trying to play that power forward position. This year, he's having none of it. Getting right in there with some of the biggest, most athletic players in the league, getting the rebound, up and under finish. He's done it multiple times in this game, but no bucket was bigger than that. And TRC has a chance to steal one here on home court.
21.8 seconds, Ryan. You got to foul now because, of course, you have 24 seconds on the shot clock.
Yep.
Or you got to go for a steal. I remember, this is so funny, in a semifinal game when I was playing at Ryerson, Coach Charles Kissy was my coach. He's the coach of Brock men's team right now. I think we had like 10 seconds left in the game. We were down by 1, I think, and his actual play was go out, steal the ball, get a fast break, and put it in. We all looked at him like he had 5 heads. Like, if we could steal the ball, whenever we could steal the ball, we'd steal it all the time.
Yes.
But, of course, my point guard, Ashley Clark at the time, stole the ball in the inbound, went down, got it. We won it. I was over Queens. I still have a picture of that. I remember thinking, Charles Kissy is a genius.
Sometimes you just need to simplify it for your guys in big moments.
Just steal the ball.
This is all you need to do.
Just steal it.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I feel like in a way it kind of relaxes the players now because it's like it shows the coach is kind of trusting you in the situation. Mm-hmm. But here we go. There's a play set. There's a foul. Well, that was definitely not steal the ball and run down the floor, but it will freeze the clock.
Yeah, put Addison Patterson at the line. It only took 0.1 seconds off the clock. It's now 20.7. Ben Hendricks is checking out of the game. Moro Amadou checks back in. It's a 2-point game. Addison Patterson at the line for 2.
Interesting decision here. You know, you still have Matt Grace under the basket, and he doesn't really have any real competition with Giovanni Scott preoccupied with the Dong McCoy. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting to see. Can he muscle up here? And there's the miss. Here we go. Here we go.
Vernon goes up. No good. Oh. That's going to be the biggest rebound yet today for Giovanni Scott. How he secured that is going to be the question to ask after the game. A big, big rebound. 10.5 left to go. It's a 3-point game. He's got to make one of these to make it a 2-possession game with 10 seconds left.
You got to be frustrated if you're a TRC fan right now, but that's not a bad decision. He had the opening. He was able to get by his own defender. He went up. He went to score, not to look for a foul. He went to score, and it just rimmed out. And now we've got Giovanni Scott missing a free throw again.
He's got to make this one. He's got to make this foul shot.
Yeah, that was not a bad decision by Vernon.
No, Vernon's a smart guy.
Misses both. Here we go. They got one more shot at it. 6 seconds.
6 seconds left to go.
Find him.
Here's Matt Grace up top, over to Vernon. He's got to put it up. Vernon goes up. And it's good!
Are you kidding me?
He ties it up right at the buzzer. Antoine Vernon, a three-pointer from deep. 84-84. We're going into overtime.
Antoine Vernon, the guy who literally just came up, redeems himself with one of the toughest buzzer beaters you're going to see all year here in the OSBA. What a shot.
Wow. Wow. 5 more minutes of basketball, Ryan.
That almost looked like a foul, too.
No, these are TRC fans asking for the foul. If I'm a TRC fan, I'm asking for the foul, too.
Unbelievable. We got 5 more minutes here, ladies and gentlemen.
(84-84).
What a shot by Vernon. What a shot by Vernon. Antoine Vernon. Here we go, though. But the game is not over. That's to tie it. Can TRC Academy now finish it? And you got to go back. It's the little things. This is a team you cannot allow to get back into these kind of games. AI Prep knows this. TRC Academy, keep in mind, they are the runners-up to last year. They are the ones that finished second.
Yep, but AI Prep also is going into this final, I don't want to say final because I don't want to jinx anything, get a double overtime here, but this overtime 5 minutes without their star player in Lugan Stort.
That's right. They've got opportunity. You just think about the 2 missed free throws by Scott. The importance of finishing your games, icing those games with those free throws, and now you got to play an extra 5 minutes.
It was also Scott who got that last rebound, though. So I mean, you take the good and the bad, right? Giovanni Scott, 10 seconds on the shot clock, finds Ben Hendricks, who puts the first bucket of the overtime in to bring it to 86. Vernon on the left-hand side, brings it out, 18 seconds on the shot clock, finds himself in the corner, gets it to Adong McCoy. Great defense there by Sam Routens. McCoy puts it up, no good. Routens with the board.
Excellent, Dev. If you're Vernon, you don't want to dribble into the corner there like that. Put himself in a tough decision.
Barthélemy up and under, no good. Grace with the rebound. A beautiful outlet up the court for Levniak. Levniak goes up and it's good. Ties it back up, 86-86.
Levniak doing what he does best. You knew it's getting to a point now where you see him on a fast break by one-on-one.
You're like, you know what's happening.
You know it's going in or it's a foul.
Barthélemy, a nice little in and out off the backboard. He was trying to pass it there. Levniak in the open court now has got to save it in. Everybody on the floor. That's going to be a jump ball. Still a jump ball. Bodies are being thrown right now. A little bit of a fight right now between Addison Patterson and Avin Nava. That possession's going to go to TRC.
TRC has the ball. Nava on the ground with it. Patterson trying to rip it out of his hands long after the whistle.
Patterson's going to be charged with that foul.
Yeah.
And the bonus.
I'm sorry. I don't. You know what? Emotions are running high. It's a serious game. It's a big, exciting game. You're going to let emotions get the better of you in those situations. You can let that one slide. Guys are going to get a little bit chippy. It happens.
Yeah, so that bonus is going to carry over, Ryan, because Addison Patterson was charged with that foul. It's going to be Vernon who's going to go to the line now for 2 shots.
Vernon has a chance now to give TRC Academy. And can you believe it?
Sorry, they're not calling a foul. They're calling an intentional foul on Addison Patterson there, unsporting. So it's going to be Nava, and then they'll also get the ball back.
It was.
Unsporting.
Nava's got to make that, though. Nava's got it. You got it. Once again, the missed free throws. Hey, these guys have been running marathons today, so you can't be too hard on them for missing those free throws in the end there.
Here's Vernon up top. It's a tie game. Gets it to Grace. Grace out to Nava. Nava chucks it up, knocked out of bounds by Patterson. It's going to stay with TRC. 13 seconds on the shot clock.
You're looking here, you're going to see most likely TRC is going to be looking for that open three, possibly a rebound, put it back in. That's been their MO in this game so far.
Grace to Vernon. Vernon at the 45, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Finds himself open,
nice find.
Gets it to Dong McCoy. Great defense there, but there is a foul called, Ryan. That one is going to go to Ben Hendricks.
Yeah, I was going to say it better not be on Scott, because all he was doing was standing there, and then Hendricks, he got caught reaching in, and you can't gamble like that with 5 rebounds. You go up strong. You've got another guy right next to you standing 6'9" with you. Just all you have to do is go up. It doesn't matter if it's a Dong McCoy, Matt Grace, or if it's Anton Vernon. You just go straight up when you're getting those shots off. That's still going to be a tough shot no matter who it is you're going up against. You can't be caught reaching like that. This is too close of a game, and it's too late in it for you to be making those kind of mistakes.
It doesn't get closer than this, Ryan. 86-86.
Yeah.
3 minutes, 27 seconds left to go in the overtime. I'm losing my voice. It's such a good game.
What a shot. I'm still in disbelief
about that.
From
the poster jams to the big blocks to the buzzer beater 3 at the end of the game, Ryan. This is a game that is, you're getting your money's worth here on the OSBA TV live stream.
Sure. Yep, for sure. And it's free.
You're making money pretty much by watching this.
Practically.
Adong misses the first. Story of today's game for both teams. 86-86, 3:27 on the clock. Adong, one more at the charity stripe. This one, it's good. They get the lead now by 1.
TRC with just their second lead since the second quarter. See if they can build it. Got to stop here.
Scott up top. Nice little hesitation on the left-hand side. Goes up. It's no good. Mabeni Nam gets the rebound, puts it back up. Can't get it to drop, but he will go to the charity stripe for 2 chances. Hopefully he's got a little bit of better luck than most people so far in this game. They've had foul or free throw woes, I'm going to call them, so far in this game for both teams.
Yeah, it looks like that one was actually on Levniak, as McCoy got a hand on the ball, but it was Levniak that was underneath him, kind of grabbing on his shoulder as he went up. If only Levniak was 6'10".
Hey, he's a great player.
I know. Oh, it just wouldn't have been a foul then, that's all.
Here's Vernon. We're at the 3-minute mark. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Levniak drives left, goes up off the glass. Great finish by Steven Levniak, an absolute all-star of today.
This guy's unreal right now. This guy's playing out of his mind. Drives right by Patterson, goes right at finish.
And
gets a steal. Still going.
It's a jump ball. Possession is going to go to TRC. I love the effort of all of these guys on both teams.
This is incredible. It's going to be TRC ball.
No, they just... Well, she's changed the possession arrow a few times now. Like, just as I'm watching her, she doesn't know which way it's going. The referee's going to have to get together on this one.
And yeah, it's going to be AI
it's gonna
prep ball.
It's going to be Athlete Institute prep ball. Yeah, she changes the arrow again.
Yeah, I think that's a big reason why the bench over at TRC was very quiet when it came to arguing that call. They knew they almost got away with one there.
88-89, TRC leading the way.
That looks like over and back. What a game.
Sam Routens from the corner, just strong. Giovanni Scott gets the board and puts it up. He's called with the foul. Ryan, the over and back. Giovanni Scott saying, I do not understand. There's 2 shots now because they're in bonus.
And Scott now asking if that's a foul.
He was shocked. I saw that.
Yeah, it's possibly a makeup call. Who knows?
I think, Ryan, that's the same kind of call that we were talking about earlier in the first game with Orangeville Prep versus Rise. When someone's just taller and they reach over and get it, it's a different call than an over and back where you're pushing someone over the back.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, once again, you're kind of punishing.
Because that's his 5th foul.
Yeah, you're kind of punishing players for just being bigger than other players. I've never been a big fan of those kind of plays. Sometimes you're just going to get contact. Basketball's a physical game. It's just the way that it's played. You've got a lot of big bodies that are trying to score to the hoop. And when you kind of take the ball out of a defender's hands like that or a rebounder hands like that just because, he's a little bit bigger than the other guy, it's never a call that I'm ever going to agree with. It's just I just think you're just punishing guys for being good athletes.
Steven Levniak.
What a game he's had.
He is at the line for 2. He's not someone, Ryan, that I expect to miss from the fouls, the free throw line. First one is good. It's now a 2-point game. This is the biggest lead that they've had now in the second half, including the overtime.
Yeah, coming into this game, the big talk was about Edgin. The big talk was about McCoy, and Matt Grace as well, even a little bit at the beginning.
He gets the rebound, puts it up off the glass for another 2 points.
My good, Steve Levniak. This kid's a gamer. Patterson looking for the call there, going up.
It is going to stay with Athlete Institute. They're down by 3. 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Kobe Lamb up top, comes off the screen from Nam, steps back for the long 2. It's good.
Kobe Lamb, that's automatic for him every single time once he gets that separation. As we talked about earlier in the broadcast, he's a deadly, deadly mid-range shooter. Excellent shot.
Levniak up top for TRC. Gets it to Vernon. Under 2 minutes left to go. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Levniak back to Vernon. Vernon puts up the 3. That one off the glass is good.
Oh, look now, a 5-point lead for TRC Academy.
And they get the board. Here's Levniak over to Vernon. Ryan, this is the biggest lead TRC has had, and it's down with a minute and a half left to go in the overtime. Vernon puts up the floater. No one around him.
Oh, my goodness! Adam McCoy! Adam McCoy! Oh, no! Someone check that rim! Check the rim!
In case you blinked, the shot went up. McCoy went for the rebound with one hand in the air, caught it off the rim, and jammed it back down from behind his head, straight-armed, straight to the floor. It's a 7-point game after the massive, I don't think I can say massive in enough capital letters, jam by Adam McCoy.
That is the equivalent to the Superman punch. That's the connect right to the jaw. That's a heavy hit. It's not a knockout blow. Now, let's just say this right now. It's not a knockout blow. There's still a minute 20. TRC was in the exact same position just a quarter ago. But that one has the legs wobbling a little bit.
Well, especially when Lugan Stewart is out, when Giovanni Scott is out, when 2 of your big starters are out, that's got to take a hit on kind of the momentum train when you're
definitely.
going. Because TRC, they've still got everyone.
Hey. Oh, my goodness. Easily
He's not even smiling as he walks out there.
Oh, no, he was all business. Yep, jinx. No, but that was excellent. Just, okay, throws it down, and he just stands there. Yeah, he just stood there. And he hasn't no emotion whatsoever this entire time.
He will after the game.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of those players. He's just so focused, so locked in. Patterson from the 3. It's good. Nothing but net as he looks to the crowd.
And Patterson having a few words with the crowd there.
Saying, I can do that too.
Yep.
A 3 is way more than a dunk. I get 3 points. We're approaching the minute mark now. Evan Nava up top.
2-possession game.
Gets it to Vernon. Vernon to Levniak. Levniak out to Vernon. Once again, 5 seconds on the shot clock. They got to put something up. Evan Nava. Yeah, shot clock violation. There we go, shot clock violation. It's Athlete Institute ball, 49.4 seconds, Ryan. 97 to 93 TRC over AI Prep.
You hate seeing those possessions, though, if you're a coach, because you have the lead, you have a 2-possession lead. Somebody has to shoot the ball. You can't sit here and this isn't the time for you to be the ultimate teammate. This is the time for someone to step up and take the shot. That's the last thing you want there because it looks incohesive.
Barthélemy now drives, 10 seconds on the shot clock. It's going to be a goaltending violation. McCoy unhappy with that one. Ryan just got his fingers on it on its way down.
Yeah, it looked like he just a tad too late.
Yeah.
And it's like we're going to get another timeout here.
The timeout called, Ryan, and it is a 2-point game. 32.3 seconds left to go. 97-95. It does not get better than this, folks. We're going to take a quick timeout because I need a sip of water. My throat is going crazy with the madness we have here. We'll be back in just a second. Stay tuned. Welcome back to OSBA TV. 34.3 seconds left to go. It's 97-95 TRC over Athlete Institute, and it has been a game to watch here. This is the overtime now, the first overtime, and it's TRC ball. Anton Vernon up top, 20 seconds. About a 9-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Avin Nava from the corner, off the mark. Sam Routens with the rebound. Routens gets it up to Patterson. Patterson drives, loses it. It's out of bounds on a Dong McCoy. 7.7 seconds left. Ryan, who are you going to? AI needs a bucket in the next 7 seconds.
Addison Patterson, easy. He's the one that's been in here getting into the scraps, talking back and forth with certain players. He's been involved in almost every major. And on top of that, he's a gamer. He's a guy who he wants the ball. He wants the ball in this situation. He's the only guy on this floor that I know for a fact that if he catches that, he knows he's going to make it. Whether it goes in or not remains to be seen, but he knows, he believes in himself more than just about anybody else on this floor.
Kobe Lamb. Levniak with the steal. Levniak steals it, and they win the game, Ryan, at the end of this one.
What a finish.
In the overtime, 97-95. It's TRC over AI Prep.
What a finish, Kelsey. Everyone. I mean, what a game. Impressive, great finish. And the TRC Academy holds on to home court and keeps the perfect record. And I don't know what else to say about that one. That one was memorable. Watch it back. Watch it back again. Go right back to the beginning of this live stream.
They are 5-0 right now. A great game. Big ups to Stephen Levniak, player of the game today. Make sure you check out his interview probably tomorrow on the OSBA TV site. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Have a great night.